you've given us a good segue here because we've got a nice little MSNBC clip to share with all of you all this morning. All right, so as we discussed earlier, Nikki Haley launched her presidential campaign, much fanfare and girl boss energy, et cetera, et cetera. And it led to an amazing exchange between Andrea Mitchell of MSNBC and John Bolton, and in which is just like, every piece of it is wrong in some way. So just take a listen. We'll react on the other side.
You've quoted Mike Pompeo as saying that she is light as a feather. Would you be saying that about a man?
Let's compare her with another woman. In the video trailer that she put out last week, foreshadowing the announcement this week, she opened up with quotations from Jeane Kirkpatrick. Now, Jeane Kirkpatrick, obviously another former UN ambassador. In the 1980s, I would say Jeane was America's Margaret Thatcher, and a phenomenal person. So the idea that Nikki is trying to associate herself with Jeane Kirkpatrick, I think, is a little presumptuous.
The reason I found this incredible is because, okay, so you have John Bolton criticizing Nikki Haley. Fine, there are many things to criticize her for. We did it as well. But he chooses like the worst possible angle of being like, she's not enough of a neocon. For those of you who don't know, Jeane Kirkpatrick, she was in favor of Iran-Contra. She was like the intellectual author of Reagan era.
She was a real Reagan
foreign policy
rollback person.
Her view was that we should support any authoritarian regime, didn't matter human rights abuses, et cetera. I mean, she laid this out in great intellectual depth as long as they were anti-communist. So supported all sorts of brutal dictators, like I said, Iran-Contra, et cetera. So he's like, she's not enough like that, which is a terrible critique. And then Andrea Mitchell responds by critiquing John Bolton, which again, good, lots of things to critique John Bolton on, but it's from like, you're not being fair to a woman. Like, so it's like the worst.
Like, what?
That's the worst conversation, the worst analysis all the way around.
I would even say that Jeane Kirkpatrick was at least a more talented speaker than Nikki Haley. So I'll say on a pure political talent level, I would also level that.
I don't doubt that.
One thing that we were talking previously about was about her leaning into identity politics by also decrying identity politics. Just look at some of the crap that she's selling on her website. Let's put this up there on the screen. Sometimes it takes a woman Navy t-shirt. I mean, sometimes it takes a woman bumper sticker with the Nikki Haley logo down at the bottom. It's just so boilerplate, cringe.
Real Hillary Clinton vibes.
I tweeted this. I'm curious what you think. I said, you know, which political consultant gave Nikki Haley the mistaken impression any of us give a shit about her high heels? And, you know, somebody replied to me and they're like, hey, look, you know, 43% of GOP voters are coming from women, even for Trump. So if you figure how to tap into that and bring them out in primaries, there's a premium. No idea if heels does that, but presumably not meant for us. But I mean, am I the only person who thinks it's actually sexist to say that talking about high heels makes you a pro-woman candidate or appeal to women? Let's look at the data. 53% of white women in 2016 voted for Trump. White women also increased their vote margin for Donald Trump in 2020. You had more Latina and black women also vote for Trump in 2020, despite all of the whatever, you know, he's not a feminist, all this other stuff. So is there any evidence that that's actually what appeals to women at all? Well, I mean, like, why is it the superficiality of high heels and of sometimes it takes a woman? Think back to Hillary Clinton. I literally just laid out. She lost white women, and she is the person who leaned into glass ceiling and all this other stuff. Where is the evidence that women care at all?
I mean, it's just like, okay, it's nice you're a woman, I guess.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like, it'd be nice to have a historic first, but tell me what you're gonna do, lady. Like, it's not enough. Okay, you have a vagina, congratulations. Like, what are you actually gonna do?
Right.
And the other piece of this is it is such consultant brain, because you see it too, you see it on the Democratic side as well. They just assume like, Kamala Harris is a black woman, so she's going to appeal to black women, which again is like both sort of racist and sexist to essentialize people like that people are just so brain dead that they see someone who shares some identity characteristic and they're going to be like, that's my vote. Listen, there is something to people want to feel like you understand their experience, you get where they're coming from. That is real. But to just essentialize it like that, like the way to appeal to women is to talk about how you're a woman. good luck. That's all I have to say.
Well, also on the light as a feather comment, I mean, what Bolton was saying is that she is actually a policy lightweight, which is empirically true. One of the stupid things that Trump did was appoint her UN ambassador when she was formerly the freaking South Carolina governor in a non-competitive race. Prior to that, winning some like state legislation. She had literally had no thoughts whatsoever on foreign policy, and then gets arguably, at least what was in once upon a time was an important role, to the extent that she comported herself. She raised her hand one time and took a photo of it. It's like, okay, so now you're now you're supposed to be president of the United States.
And listen, she could prove us wrong. She could have proved us wrong in that interview with Sean Hannity that we showed you earlier. She could have come out with some deep policy thoughts and knowledge, demonstrated some sort of knowledge, expertise, vision, whatever. But instead, she just regurgitated this weird canned line about I'm not kicking sideways, I'm kicking forward over and over and over again. So, I'm not mad at her about her resume. There's plenty of line items there, but you have to demonstrate some sort of political competence, some actual vision for the country, and just falling back on your age, your gender, your race, that you grew up in a small town, South Carolina. Good luck. Good luck. Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.